England. They've only met a few times throughout their... In 1980, a collection of unknown Americans laced up their skates to challenge the world. And through their bond as a team, they prevailed. But that was not this country's only miraculous team. 30 years prior, in 1950, another group of unknowns, mail carriers, factory laborers, and dishwashers came together as a soccer team, America's team, to face the sport's premier power, England, on the world stage. They played, they battled, and then the unthinkable. They beat England at the World Cup. Today, the new generation of American soccer takes the field against England. This day, they challenge, not as underdogs, but as equals. Well, they haven't met since 1994. This is only the 8th meeting in the Lifetime Series between the United States and England. We're hoping for a good one today on this Memorial Day weekend here in Chicago. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Soldier Field with Marcelo Balboa. I'm J.P. Della Camarillo. This game doesn't count for anything standings-wise, but there's a reason these two teams are meeting.
Both managers are out looking for younger players. This is an opportunity to take a look at these guys. The U.S. has 2 World Cup qualifiers coming up in the next week. Important game for them. England doesn't play until September 3rd, so they're definitely going to be looking for some younger players and some depth for their team.
A big young player to watch today for the United States is Clint Dempsey from the New England Revolution.
And Bruce Arena made it very clear throughout the years, you play well on your MLS team, you're going to get a chance to play on the U.S. national team. Clint Dempsey has done that. He's played well. He's getting an opportunity. Pablo Mastroeni's out. He's getting his shot to play against England today, so now he's got to take advantage of it.
What a year so far for Dempsey with New England. He scored 5 goals. 4 of them have been game winners. Come back with us, and we'll see if Clint Dempsey has made the USA's starting 11.
What is Budweiser? It's bright, the look of perfection. It's crisp, with ideal flavor. It's clean for a great finish. It's pure, made with the finest all-natural ingredients. It's the smooth, flavorful result of beechwood aging. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Why isn't there a DVD recorder so easy to use that I don't hear Dad say words I'm not supposed to hear? Why isn't there a defibrillator so easy to use that almost anyone can use it? Why can't technology be as simple as the box it comes in?
We think technology should simplify life, not complicate it.
Father, I need your help.
Go on, my friend.
I can't take it anymore. The high-pressure salespeople, the bad service, the low selection, the huge prices.
You came to the right place. This I could help with.
Hi, I'm Andy Francis from Evergreen Kia, and we're always making deals you can't refuse. Like with the new Amonte with $10,000 off, and that includes the Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We're Evergreen Kia at 92nd and Western. Take good care of my Kia.
And we'll take good care of you.
And you can be sure the English fans will be waiting for this one. England and the United States from Chicago. Starting 11 for the USA, and Clint Dempsey Cello is in fact among the starting group.
And the U.S. will start in their typical 4-4-2. 4 in the back. Gibbs and Eddie Pope, the 2 guys that have to hold up the middle. You can see in the midfield, they slide everybody to the right. Dempsey will slide more. Savagnin will slide more. They'll leave this space open, and that's the space they have to be careful with a counterattack. And up front, you have Brian McBride and Josh Wolf.
As for England, they're missing several key players from their squad today, but here's the guy to look out for. Number 11 is Joe Cole. He plays for Chelsea. He was a member of that World Cup 2002 English team. The kickoff is next.
I'll tell you something. If you're going to play out here, you not only have to be tough on the outside, you're going to have to be tough on the inside.
This is the weekend I create a place to spend all my weekends.
You can at the Home Depot, because now through Memorial Day, get no payments, no interest for 12 months on purchases store-wide of $2.99 or more when you use your Home Depot or Expo Consumer credit card. Plus, get free assembly with grill purchases of $119 or more. Seize the summer. Save throughout the store.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Great atmosphere today in Chicago. Temperatures, it's a bit cold at 53 degrees. A little bit windy. Field has been watered down. The sun has been creeping in and out. We'll see how it plays out this afternoon as the USA gets ready for the kickoff. They're in the blue, England in white with the dark shorts. USA will take it. Landon Donovan will play it back to Cherundolo, to Eddie Pope, who's in the middle. Corey Gibbs. He'll try the long ball ahead. Bryant and Wolf will be the two players up front. Eddie Johnson, the scoring sensation for the USA, not playing today, out with turf toe. Starting lineup today for England, David James gets the call as their goalkeeper.
And England's going to come out in a 4-4-2 in the back. They're going to play 4 with Brown and Campbell holding up the middle. In the midfield, same thing in the 4. You've got Joe Cole, you've got Richardson, Couric. I mean, you've got a strong lineup, and up front, 2 really good, strong forwards, Johnson and Smith.
And we're going to start Peter Crouch, the big 6'7" striker, but he was injured yesterday in training. So Smith is taking over that spot. Captaining this side right now is Sol Campbell. In David Beckham's absence, Campbell will play it back. Johnson's pass into the middle. Carrick's pass is blocked. U.S. attacks on the left. And it's broken up there. That's Joe Cole. He plays for Chelsea. They won the Premiership this year. Looking for Andy Johnson, a good goal scorer. Johnson, second only to Thierry Henry this season in goals scored in the Premiership. Into the middle. Carrick will slide it left. Ashley Cole from Arsenal. They finished second this year in the Premiership. Pope to Cherundolo. It doesn't feel like a friendly. The place seems packed right now, and it's pretty noisy. They haven't had a long rivalry, these two teams. Only 7 games played, but you get the feeling, especially with some of the U.S. guys still playing now in England, this is important.
There's no such thing as a friendly anymore. You come out here, you're not coming out to have fun. You're coming out to win. You're coming out here to fight for a roster spot on the World Cup qualifying team and also on the World Cup team. So there's no such thing as a friendly anymore. And yes, the U.S. has quite a few players, Brian McBride, the Claudio Reynas. They have guys, Bocanegra, that have been playing in England. So they know that when they go back, it's more of a bragging rights, who beat who. But like I said, friendlies, there's no such thing anymore.
We still use the term. There's the manager of the USA national team, Bruce Arena, outstanding record as the man in charge. Most wins with the best win percentage in U.S. soccer history. We'd like to thank Budweiser and all of our U.S. soccer sponsors for allowing us to bring you this game without interruption. England to the middle for Carrick. Gina's pass ahead to Alan Smith. Held up there in the right wing by England. Carrick comes over, floats it over the top, no flag there. Johnson goes down, coming into Pope. Bad spot for a foul, free kick England. And we saw them yesterday in the free kicks in training. They look good.
You know, they're kicking, I mean, consistency is what they were doing yesterday. And you can see here, Johnson comes in, Eddie Pope just comes over the top, knocks him down, he lets himself fall. Smart play by Johnson.
21 goals he scored this year for Crystal Palace, who have been relegated. His whole team only scored 41.
If they were watching yesterday with Richardson and just bending these beautiful balls over the wall yesterday.
Genus number 7 over the ball. Kieran Richardson there, but the left foot is his, and it is! What a strike! What a strike by Richardson! England leads!
And that's what we talked about yesterday. Bending him nice, and he's, look at that, driven right over the wall into the corner. Not much Casey Keller can do. Look at the ball just bending away from Casey Keller into that corner. And yesterday we saw him do this all day. At least 20 to 30 balls they were hitting in the same spot. Take a look from the Phillips goal cam right behind him. Look at that ball bending in there. Beautiful shot.
Well, you talked in the pregame about young players. This is a 20-year-old kid. Manchester United loaned him out to West Brom. This is his first international match, and he scores a goal.
No better way to have your debut by scoring a goal right off the bat.
And that opens things up very early in this one. Time of the goal, 4th minute, on the free kick goal by Kieran Richardson. Free kick for the United States. Donovan's over the ball. Portion of the match brought to you by Phillips. Donovan sends it up there. He was looking Dempsey's way. Headed up. And a missed hit by Wolf. Goes over the top. A good chance, though, for the USA on their own free kick.
That's a little better. They responded after they got scored on. They're coming down. They play a ball across. Josh Wolf just can't seem to get over the top of the ball to bring it down. But they need to start pushing up a little more. They need to start controlling the game. Get out of their defensive third.
Manager of the national team for England, Sven-Göran Eriksson. He was there at the 2002 World Cup, where England lost to Brazil in the quarterfinals. Both of these teams made it to the quarterfinals of the last World Cup. Coming out of goal is James. And sometimes he'll make an adventure out of it. Thus the nickname Calamity. He's made some big errors for England. Technically, he's their backup. Paul Robinson right now is number 1, but he's injured. England will take it over. Alan Smith from Manchester United. Tackled away, and the foul on Smith. Trying to get back at Landon Donovan. Free kick United States, down by a goal early. Landon Donovan now with the LA Galaxy. Donovan strikes it, hard off the wall it goes. England will pick it up on the wing. Ashley Cole. Intercepted. Cherundolo. There is a Magnet. Plays for Kansas City. Right side to McBride. He's played against many of these English players in the Premiership. Richardson goes in hard. Cherundolo even harder. Wolf with a look up. A low cross is blocked out. He had players there in the box.
And the U.S. is starting to put pressure. They've got the ball in here. They need to keep the pressure up. Keep the ball. Get the ball in the box to see if we can get McBride. We can get Dempsey on the ball.
We will feature Brian McBride at halftime. He is from Arlington Heights, Illinois, so down the road a little bit. Great to see him have that strong finish at the end of the Premiership season. 6 goals in his last 9 games.
I mean, it's like any player. When you go overseas, you got to feel comfortable. You got to adapt to the system and everything over there. And it seems like Brian McBride finally has learned. Has learned to adapt a little better. The family's relaxed, and when you're relaxed at home, you're more relaxed on the field.
Casey Keller will roll it to the right. Cherundolo holds. Plays in Germany with Hanover 96. Hope to Gibbs. Corey plays a pass to the Feyenoord in the Dutch League. Cherundolo, 8th minute, USA down by a goal on a spectacular free kick. Well struck by Kieran Richardson. Ball played back to James. Looking long. We saw him send a lot of kicks long yesterday in training. Right in the money, too. They were, most of them. Intended for Smith. He was marked up by Eddie Pope. Vanny will clear it. Well, it's good to see, Shelley, you were talking about the USA attacking before. After giving up an early goal, If it's phased them, we haven't seen it. They've come right back.
You can see it's already starting to get a little more physical. Players are starting to lay tackles down. Like we said, there's no friendly, but you got to like the way the U.S. responded. They came down, they had a free kick, they put some pressure. They didn't get a good cross-off, but at least they're moving on that side. I think it's more of a wake-up call. They come down, boom, in the 4th minute, they get a goal scored on them. Now they've got to wake up and start playing.
On this Memorial Day weekend here in Chicago, England facing the United States for just the 8th time since the two clubs have gotten together, along with Hall of Fame inductee this August, Marcelo Balboa. I'm JP Delacamera. Thanks for joining us this weekend. On the interceptor was Cherundolo. It's banged back the other way. Pope won that in the air. Joe Cole reacts to it. Dempsey may have gotten away with a foul. Dempsey, though, good job to win it. Dempsey on the far side. His 6th international appearance. That's a bad foul from Smith, who's a very rugged forward. And no stranger to yellow cards when he played for Leeds, for sure. Now he's at Manchester United.
I tell you, you love to have a forward like this just because of the intensity. Anytime you're a defender, you're coming out of the back. Look at this. He slides around the back. He tries to get a tackle in there. Those are the kind of forwards defenders absolutely hate because they chase you from behind.
Going long, knotted down. England should clear it out. Campbell up the middle. U.S. try to put on some pressure. And a result's going to give away. Throw-in, United States. Portion of the match brought to you by Gatorade. Cherundolo back. The top pass, Eddie Pope, who will chase it down. Pope now playing in Major League Soccer with Real Salt Lake after the last couple of years with the Metro Stars. Here's Cherundolo's pass to Wolf. One in the air and cleared away by Wes Brown. Standing at 6'1", 170. Member of the World Cup team 2002. The Wagner pass. McBride trying to lay it off, but Ralston was going up as that pass went back.
Two different styles of play. I think in England, Brian McBride brings that ball down. Steve Ralston stays there. He gets the ball and he whips it into the box. Instead, he tried to make a run and then mistimed it.
Another foul in the air. Smith not happy about that. Referee giving him some words. It's Benito Archuleta from Mexico. Free kick, United States, 12th minute. England leading. Free kick goal from Kieran Richardson. Cherundolo. McBride nodded it down where he thought someone was going to be. Instead, it's Herrick clearing. Headed back awkwardly. U.S. will get it back. No flag on Wolf. Keeps it on the ground, and Campbell will clear it. Josh Wolf knows he's got to get a better service in there. He had players open. Cherundolo trying to sneak past Richardson. Cherundolo pokes it back. Set forward by Ralston, looking at the far post, and that goes out. ESPN's presentation of U.S. Soccer is brought to you by Budweiser, the bright color and crisp clean taste you'll only find in the king of beers. And by Phillips, technology should be as simple as the box it comes in. James, another long boot. Cleared away off the right foot of Cherundolo into the seats. Cherundolo, a regular with that Hanover club since 2001. Richardson to Smith. Heads it towards Johnson. Hoping he gets together. A lot of holding between those two guys, and Casey Keller saluting Eddie Pope for his defense there.
He did a good job. He never let Johnson get in between him and the ball. Put his arms out, held him off till Casey Keller comes. Good smart play. Casey Keller read it, came out and met it on top of the box. But like I said, these two forwards, Johnson and Smith, are two guys you don't like to have because defenders, they will chase you they'll chase you for 90 minutes straight.
Both of those guys trying to impress Erickson. Johnson has only had one previous international appearance. 14th minute, David James clears. Smith. He got hit there by Corey Gibbs, who gets called for the foul. Free kick for England. is Cole. It's Joe Cole playing it back. Intercepted. The U.S. on the attack. Waiting for the help. Dempsey lays it back. Ralston into the middle. Now playing right. Cherundolo to Pope. Corey Gibbs. Dempsey back for Eddie Pope. Wide is Gibbs. Dempsey. All about possession here, but right now they're unable to find anyone open further upfield. Now it's Ralston. England marking up pretty tight here with everybody.
And the key thing is you see, look at the first line of the defense. The two forwards and the two backs, they were no more than 30 yards apart. There's no room to play balls through that space.
Ralston tried to create something in the flank. Instead, England takes it over. Richardson. Intercepted. Zavagnin. Dempsey recovers. Back to Pope. Dempsey will hold. MLS Rookie of the Year last year, and this year an even better start to his season. Now Pope plays it wide and long, and that's going out. Off the deflection, USA's Josh Wolf touched it last. Final round of World Cup qualifying continues on ESPN2 next Saturday night. USA versus Costa Rica, 7:30 Eastern from Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, Utah. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. ESPN and ABC, official broadcast partners of the 2006 World Cup and Major League Soccer. New grass being put in for that game instead of the field turf that Real Salt Lake is playing on. They are expecting a great crowd for that game as well. Portion of the match brought to you by Home Depot as Casey Keller gets ready to send it upfield. Looking for McBride. One in the air by Campbell. That could be a battle all game long. Campbell versus McBride in the air. Johnson. Foul Gibbs. USA will have the ball. 16th minute. USA gave up that goal in the 4th minute to Richardson. That's been the difference. Gibbs holding. Eddie Pope. No flag on Ralston, but James saw him all the way. Did well with the footwork to stay inside the box.
And that's really the only option right now. England's doing such a good job of contesting the field in a 30-yard grid. The U.S. can't find, there's not enough movement to get the ball in and get out. Ralston does a smart job. He comes out wide, he gets right in behind Cole, and the ball comes over the top from Eddie Pope.
Dempsey. Ralston, teammates with New England. Right up the middle. Donovan was in the area. Eddie Johnson on the bench. Bocanegra, you could see. Eddie Johnson, we told you at the top, not available. They have added Jonathan Spector to the team. DeMarcus Beasley, we know, has been training, and we should see him next weekend in Salt Lake City. But they want to keep these guys out for today since it is not a World Cup qualifier. Eddie Johnson in the same boat. John O'Brien, we thought we might see this weekend. Had a little cap tightness, so they didn't want to take a chance. Campbell really made a meal out of that. Now he lost it. Ralston. Richardson tied him up. Zavagnin. Donovan. Pressure on him as he plays it back. Eddie Pope. Find it across. Gibbs. Back to Keller. Keller with a long career in England, now playing in Germany. Pope from Cherundolo. England very disciplined right now defensively.
Tactically, they're staying on their game plan. They're keeping the 30 yards. They're keeping the middle pressed. They don't put any balls into the middle. They're hoping they go over the top. You've got Campbell, you've got Brown out of the back. You're going to try to win every ball out of that. But Bry's got to do a better job of maybe getting into a running start and try to beat them with that run.
Home. Cherundolo. Pressured by Richardson. Up the wing it goes. Ralston keeps it going. Wolf with an awkward touch. And England's going to recover this with Sol Campbell. Back from injury. Didn't play in that FA Cup final with Arsenal, which they won on penalty kicks against Manchester United. Donovan flick. Dempsey. That's Greg Vanny, who now plays for FC Dallas after 4 years, the last 4 playing in France. Foul on Wes Brown, taking Wolf down.
You can see Brown coming in right here, shoulder to shoulder, just goes after him, knocks him down, and he's not really playing the ball, and that's why the referee calls a foul. And it's a great opportunity for the U.S. to get some of their bigger bodies in there, from Corey Gibbs, Eddie Pope, you've got Brian McBride, and you just got to make sure you get the ball in the box and give your players an opportunity.
A lot of traffic in front. Campbell appears to be on McBride. Landon Donovan will take this free kick. Sends it. Far post! Off the post! He had James beaten. Landon Donovan struck it well. That's Vanny, and it's blocked. Well, that was nearly the tying goal right there. And that gets the crowd energized. Here's the U.S. Played through to Donovan. Down he goes after a Brown bump. As play continues. The U.S. recovering it is back to the halfway line. And the emotion at field level is picking up, as it is in the stands. Vanny. To Ralston. Portion of the match brought to you by Phillips. Held up there by England's Carrick. Donovan had him in some trouble. Carrick slips away. Over the top for Johnson. Keller won that one with his head. He knew exactly where he was. Couldn't use the hands there.
I'd say what both goalkeepers have read. 2 balls. James, the first 5 minutes, came on a great ball, and Casey Keller was having a great time.
Joe Cole likes the left foot. Save Keller. That's a beauty. Corner for England. Richardson will take it. They'll play it short. They worked on some of that yesterday in training. The short corners played across and flicked wide by Smith.
And finally, you see Joe Cole getting the ball, running at him. Look at his left-footed shot, but look at Casey Keller. Extends and just gets a hand and puts it wide. The free kick right here from Landon Donovan a few minutes earlier, and you've got to save yourself. I mean, that's a great ball. But James is just swatting at flies right there. There's no way you can do that as a goalkeeper at this level.
Casey Keller, USA's leader in 2 very important categories. Carrick. Alan Smith. Trying to get the return. Cole to the halfway line. Broken up there is Zavagnin. Donovan rolls it ahead. There's nobody there. He anticipated Wolf making that run across. Brown in the middle. He will get it back for England. England leading 1-0 in this international friendly over the U.S. here in the 23rd minute. Glenn Johnson for England on the throw. Campbell. Carrick. Campbell will have to chase this ball, and Josh Wolf is chasing him. Michael Carrick. Donovan forcing him. Forcing a bad pass. Recovered by Genus, who plays it all the way back to David James. 34-year-old James playing for Manchester City. Headed down. Genus waiting for the run. It was there, but broken up. That was Vanny who made the play. Here's Johnson on the left. Eddie Johnson holding it. Richardson, that's behind Brown, who recovers. Will make it Cole, who turns, finds Johnson. The cross coming in, well wide of Casey Keller.
With a look at Casey Keller's save a little earlier there. Look at that ball bending across. Look at extension. That is an awesome save right there. And a look from the Phillips goal cam right from here. Look at that ball bending. Casey gets both hands up and just swats it wide.
Keller will clear. Casey Keller in goal. Your team always has a chance to win. He gives you that. We're coming to you from Chicago on this Memorial Day weekend. England versus the United States from Soldier Field. Great crowd watching this one. Along with Marcelo Balboa, I'm J.P. Della Camera. First meeting between these two teams since 1994 back at Wembley, and you played in that game. Good memories?
You know, great memories. The first time we got to play, I got to play in England, and good memory playing there. Bad memory, we lost 2-0. But I tell you, what an experience for us being such young players at that time, getting a taste of what European soccer would be like.
Cole plays it back in the white. Clint Johnson. Wes Brown to Campbell. 25th minute. England 1. USA nothing. Campbell. Johnson off the chest. Up there by Trundle. Cleared by Ralston. McBride cut it off. And then gave it away. Knocked down. Looked like it may have been handled. Play continues. Donald trying to put it through. So Wagner. He'll have a go at it. He saw some room. He saw James leaning. So why not try it?
I agree. Why not? This is the opportunity you have. Look at all the room he has. Great strike. Just a little too high. But England is sitting back, so why not? If they're going to give you a shot from 30 yards, take it. Maybe start taking more shots. That pulls the English defense out a little more.
Mix it up somewhat. Cole. Campbell gets it back. Quick ball movement to the right. Force of the match brought through by Budweiser. Joe Cole. Swept away by Gibbs. Game has a good feel to it, a good tempo for both teams.
You know, they're both coming out. They don't want to lose, and I tell you, there's no such thing as a friendly anymore. Both these teams are come out and they're ready to play.
The crowd, no doubt, helps it.
Anytime you play in an atmosphere like this, and this is what I think the MLS is striving for, getting a smaller stadium, but being able to put 25,000, 30,000 consistently week in and week out with your supporting fans, the home fans.
Eddie Pope. Right side, Cherundolo. Deflected out by Richardson. Ralston. Back for Eddie Pope. Cherundolo. Now back to Pope, a veteran of a couple of World Cups for the United States, to Corey Gibbs. Dempsey. Pressure there from England. U.S. trying to release on the left flank. That went away from Vanny, who can push up on that left side. The Magnan breaks it up. U.S. collecting. Now the long ball. James way off his line to retrieve it. Wes Brown. Play back to him from Gina. Up for Smith in the air. Kieran Richardson picks it back up. He has the game's only goal to Ashley Cole. Carrick. Cole right into the middle. Played it behind Johnson, or else England could have been flying down that right wing. Cole from Johnson. Nice ball. Gina looks, trips. Richardson has hit. Well, it seemed like they had nothing going on the right side. All of a sudden, there they went. Nearly had a great scoring check.
And that's been the difference so far. The movement from the English team, the way they move it, they knock it, they're looking to go forward. The U.S. it seems to be kind of lackadaisical, kind of knocking it one side. See, listen, they're now looking for that forward pass, that pass to maybe penetrate, movement off the ball. The third run, they just seem to be looking for that long ball over the top. They need to move the ball a little better through the midfield and not knock it around so slow out of the back.
Rowan coming up. Coming up at halftime, spotlight on Brian McBride. What's life like in England for him? For whom does the Hall call for? The Hall calls for 3, and my partner is one of them. And a veteran of 3 World Cups will hang up his cleats for good. That's all coming up at halftime. England with the ball in the lead. They'll play it back to James. The clear is for Smith. Gibbs did well in the air. Dempsey. Gibbs very slow to get up. He's up in the air against Alan Smith. That'll be a good contest. Inside flag is up.
Here comes Alan Smith. Elbows up, protect yourself. You can see right there. I tell you what, that is great picture right there of form. How you go up and you protect yourself. Elbows up, you protect yourself. That was perfect.
Smith is only 5'8", but he gets up there. England will go long to Smith. Likes to get tangled with he and Gibbs. Smith recovers, and now it's knocked out. It belongs to the United States. In the 30th minute. He's 24 years of age. He's one of those young players that's getting a look.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, look on the U.S. side. Josh Wolf is another guy that's getting a look at for a run up front. So Wagner. You got Dempsey. I mean, you've got so many Greg Bannies back in it. So you've got a lot of players. Bruce Arena has a lot of players that he can say and evaluate from a big game like this.
Portion of the match brought to you by Home Depot as McBride won that in the air. Trying to hit Ralston. Here's Donovan. Returning the favor was McBride, but that was well read by England and cut off. Carrick clears. Smith. Gina, down he goes. Foul on Pope and a yellow card on Eddie Pope.
Here comes Eddie Pope right here. There goes Genius right there. He just sticks out the leg right there. And you can, that's where the yellow card comes. He's already going to go by him. He has to take him down like that. If not, he's off to the races.
So Pope goes in the referee's book. That's the first yellow card issued. Genus is still down. We found out yesterday that Genus's father lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that he comes to visit him every year. He's a 22-year-old and another one of those young guys that you're looking at. England probably have a dozen players missing here, names you'd know like the David Beckhams and the Michael Owens. And in fact, Beckham and Owen are supposed to join this team for England's next game, which is going to be Tuesday night, Giant Stadium against Colombia, part of a doubleheader with MLS, Metro Stars, and the Fire in the next game. It's a 4 p.m. kickoff. Genus is back up and walking towards the side. So bottom line, if you know Beckham is coming and Owen is coming, you want to play very well here today because who knows? If you're one of these guys, you may not be playing that much on Tuesday. And England has another game after the game on Tuesday, August 17th. You had mentioned they don't have a World Cup qualifier till September. That's a long time off.
It's a long time, but you know, this also gives Erickson an opportunity to give these younger players 3 or 4 games and start bringing them into the system. And what with the Beckhams, the Owens are gone, you have to look for younger players. You have to have depth because eventually these guys are going to retire, and you need guys to fill their shoes.
Nice defensive work that time by Steve Ralston to disrupt the England offense. Ashley Cole, throw in. Richardson. His goal still is the difference maker in this one. A 1-0 lead for England. 33rd minute. Cole couldn't get to it on the wing. Right in front of that USA bench. Foul on West Brown. Coming in hard. And no card. Wolf up slowly. U.S. with Zamagnan. Dempsey trying to turn. That's a good job by Johnson. It's a good hard tackle. Cole. Smith. Back for Glenn Johnson. Joe Cole again, leading it. Try to find Eddie Johnson. Casey Keller's right there. Quickly he distributes to Chirundolo. Ralston. High pressure there, and Smith deflected it out. That's more Major League Soccer action on ESPN2 next Saturday afternoon. Chivas USA taking on the Chicago Fire live at 4 p.m. Eastern from right here at Soldier Field. Free kick coming up for the United States. And it's going to be a yellow card. Ashley Cole for kicking the ball away.
I know it's a friendly, but that's just a silly yellow card. You've got your whole team back. You move the ball, you kick the ball away from the spot. If you're going to get a yellow card, at least get a yellow card for taking somebody down, or if you have to use that yellow card if you get beat.
Agreed. Here's Chirundolo on the long free kick. Wide of David James it goes.
The recap, here's the goal. Great look from the dart pitch throw motion. Look at that ball bending right over the wall, dropping right underneath the pole. But look at that ball bending right in there. I love that look for the dart pitch.
Nothing Casey Keller could do about that one. It's a great free kick. Richardson and Chirundolo. And Richardson runs out of room.
You know, but we saw that yesterday, JP. We saw that consistently from that same spot on the other side 4 or 5 times. Another 4 or 5 times until we got it right. And after a while, you did about 20, 25 shots and taken over there, and then it paid off.
Richardson and Cole were taking free kicks and corners yesterday for the most part and excelling. And that free kick is the difference in this one right now. This portion of the match brought to you by Gatorade. England leads 1-0 on a goal in the 4th minute. Joe Cole. Line right, Andy Johnson, it goes on a play. "36th minute, England still leading here. Follow this great crowd in Chicago. Johnson, look right on him. And it will roll out of play. It'll be a throw-in coming up. That's Vanny. Long throw-in, looking for Wolf. Back the other way, tracking it. Hope. I'm back to Keller. Wolf going up there against Sol Campbell. Campbell will win most of those. Good challenge from Genus. England recovers. Outside flag is up on England's Richardson. There's a lot to come your way at halftime. And halftime is still about 9 minutes or so away. Here is Wolf knotting it down. Donovan shot wide. Oh, what a chance for Landon Donovan. Could have been 1-1 there. He's had the 2 best chances for the U.S. today.
And that's what we talked about. Ralston take advantage of the space. Look at the great ball played in behind Cole. But smart right here by Campbell. All of a sudden, Wolf drops it down to that 3rd runner. Here comes Landon Donovan and just puts it wide. But that's better movement. Ball in. A guy running off the back pass. Laid it down. He just put it wide. But finally, the U.S. got the ball at the outside. Ralston took advantage of that space.
Cole using his speed. Trying to play it in front for Andy Johnson, who will eventually get it. Nice pass back, Richardson. Smith looks up. Shot taken was wide. He claims deflection, but it's not. Coming up at halftime, we hope you'll keep it here. Lots to talk about as we focus in on Brian McBride. for the USA national team. It's the life of Brian. He's played in 2 World Cups and likes to play in a third.
I'm still hoping to be a part of this team. And, you know, after the World Cup will definitely be my, if I make it there with this team, or if the team make it and I'm a part of it, and you know, that would definitely probably be the end of my international career.
Stick around for that. That's coming up at halftime. Brian McBride from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Right side, it's Joe Cole. England leading it 1-0. That one gets away. One of the few wasted crosses that they've had today.
And he knew it, too. As soon as he hit it, you see him grab his head. That was a great opportunity.
Cherundolo looks for Landon Donovan. Landon brings it down. 1v1 on the wing. Help is coming. Donovan goes wide. Stutter step, and then it's cleared out by Carrick. USA will have a corner. Donovan, though, is finding some space. On the corner, USA looking to equalize. On the Donovan strike. And James got a piece, but not all. And an awkward-looking save. Manning. Pushes it back. Floated up there by Zavagnin. McBride to poke. And that's over. Right over David James. 40th minute. England won. USA no score. Soldier Field looks great. Reminds me of the way it looked back in 1994 with all the people in the seats, but the stadium itself looks different. A lot of renovations have taken place in the last couple of years. Alan Smith on the chase. Corey Gibbs is there. Hey! Referee's assistant helping out with a call against Smith. 41st minute, England won, USA no score. Alan Smith starting up top today with Andy Johnson. Right in the air, looking for some help. It was deflected out by England. Wright wanted to get a quick throw in. Now he does. Behind the defense. Whoa! Back for Donovan, and James intercepted it. Won't be counted as a save, but just as good as one. James clears. Richardson. By Smith. Cole. Back for Campbell. England working it around. Joe Cole again. Played it to the right wing. That's Clint Johnson. In some trouble. Hard foul by Gibbs. Play continues. And what were you saying about friendlies? Yeah, let's get nasty now. Glenn Johnson and Corey Gibbs are right there. That's some of the emotion you were talking about before.
Totally, there's no such thing as a friendly. Two big countries like this playing. A lot of these players are playing in Europe and the U.S. There's a lot of pride right here, right now for this game.
Helps both teams in preparation for World Cup qualifiers. In terms of the crowd, the media pressure that's there, and the intensity on the field.
And this is it, right? This is where it starts. You can see Corey Gibbs coming in from behind. Right on Andy Johnson, and then here comes, there's the retaliation right there from Dempsey taking a swing at him. It's a physical game, but like I said, there's no such thing anymore as a friendly. You come out, you don't just go through the motions, you play, you want to win, and especially when you've got such great atmosphere, it just picks you up to another level.
On that left side. Going against Richardson, the flag was up actually on the far side. Jaron Richardson's goal is still the difference maker in this first half. It came in the 4th minute of his first international appearance for England. On the bounce, it goes to David James. And again, he'll send it long for Smith. Trying to find Cole in the air. 2 more players down. That ball is deflected out. Dempsey and Genus. Off the England throw in. Johnson ball. Joe Cole. Flicks it forward to Richardson. What a shot. He's got 2. Kieran Richardson. 1 for the left foot, 1 for the right. Some good passing to free him.
Great pass. Look at the movement off the ball. Here it comes, a touch, a mistake by Eddie Pope, but look at Cole. Cole comes in here, fakes the shot, lays a great ball right into Richardson's stride, and he just buries it past Casey Keller. Nice and easy, no power, just nice, easy placement. And I tell you what, it all comes right there. When Joe Cole fakes the shot, he sucks in the defense, opens up the outside ball, and Richardson puts it in the back of the net.
I thought myself that Cole had a pretty good angle, some momentum, that he was going to, in fact, take that shot himself.
He had everybody fooled. You can see the U.S. defense has to come in. They have to slide in to cover the middle. All of a sudden, 2 guys make a run to the outside. He lays a great ball off to Richardson. Nice and easy. You can see he picked his corner out and buried it.
So his dream debut in the England jersey continues. Not 1, but 2 goals now in his international debut. So Joran Eriksson is looking for young players. There's one who looks pretty good so far. Here is Dempsey. Chirundolo. A couple of negatives there for the U.S. Obviously, they had some good chances to score. Didn't tie it up. Now they're down by 2, but the thing that'll probably bother the team the most, giving up a goal so late in the half.
You never want to give up a goal like that, but 2 big mistakes. First half, the first 2 minutes, the 4th minute, Eddie Pope fouls Andy Johnson, and then in there, Eddie Pope misses the ball. 2 mistakes and 2 goals.
Chirundolo. USA trying to get one back here before the half comes to a close, but right now, this one is in stoppage time. Cleared away by Chirundolo. 2 goals by Kieran Richardson. A dream start for him in the England colors. On the sideline, USA with possession. Handed away by Cole. Chirundolo getting it back. Donovan back towards Eddie Pope. And that's going to do it. First half is going to come to a close here in Chicago. Brian McBride returning home, but right now all the focus is on England. 2 goals by Kieran Richardson. As England leads the United States 2-0, we will feature Brian McBride at halftime.
Growing up, we never did defending. Never. We did shooting, and then we played. And a lot of fun. And the win, of course. The win.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Turn off the Ambilight function on your Philips flat TV, and it's like going back in time. The only flat TV with Ambilight from Philips. You'll never go back to ordinary TV.
Why isn't there a DVD recorder so easy to use that I don't hear Dad say words I'm not supposed to hear. Why isn't their defibrillator so easy to use that almost anyone can use it? Why can't technology be as simple as the box it comes in?
We think technology should simplify life, not complicate it.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football, unless it's football. Now, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it, because it's 90 feet to first, no matter where home is.
Why is RZA Chevy becoming the #1 Chevy dealer? E-R-I-C-E. That's right. Low prices, large selection. That's RZA Chevy with a new Cobalt for only $88 a month. Upgrade your current vehicle and lower your monthly payment. And possibly get a check for up to $10,000. Remember, RZA Chevy is your home of $49 down. That's RZA Chevy in Bridgeview. RZA Chevrolet is the only place to buy.
From coast to coast, cops are cracking down on safety belt violations. It doesn't matter who you are or where you live. They'll be on the lookout. Cops write tickets to save lives. If you don't buckle up, expect a ticket. Click it or ticket.
Well, it's all about Kieran Richardson today making his England national team debut. He has scored twice, and England leads the United States by the score of 2-0. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago on this Memorial Day weekend. I'm J.P. Delacamera. You know, Brian McBride has had a lot of success. Five-time All-Star with the Columbus Crew, a veteran of 2 World Cups as well, and now he's finding some success in Fulham as well. He's from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Here's Brian McBride.
Oh, it's been a great soccer experience. I think, you know, definitely a growing one for me. You know, last year was more about seeing our family, how my wife and our 2 daughters adapted to life over there. And this year was a lot better. You know, Dee and I have been able to enjoy ourselves more. And so soccer-wise, it's been a little easier.
I remember in the first half of the season for him at Fulham, he was rarely getting in. I mean, a few minutes here and there. It seems like every week I either look online or I'm watching highlights. He scores a goal or he's got an assist.
For Brian McBride, the soccer life in London is different than his time spent in Columbus.
Coming from Columbus and, you know, probably being in a city where it was, you know, soccer and the Crew, and we're pretty much in the limelight a lot. There's really more involvement over there. For me, at least, it's just about training well, playing well, and coming home and enjoying our lives together.
A true professional, McBride plays the game the best way he can in a physical way.
I actually think I've been fortunate. You know, I've had very few, you know, lower body-related injuries, and that hopefully will elongate my career. I hope.
At Fulham, McBride's career has been on an upswing, and as a bonus, he'll be back this summer in Columbus for the All-Star game.
It's exciting. You know, I wasn't a part of the MLS one that was where they played Chivas, but everybody I talked to said that they were so pumped for it, so up for it, that played in it on the MLS side, so it'll be really good.
And you can see Brian McBride in his return to Columbus as a member of Fulham. The 2005 Sierra Mist MLS All-Star Game Saturday, July 30th at Columbus Crew Stadium. You can join us for full coverage at 3:30 Eastern on ABC Sports on Saturday, July 30th. Come back with us. When we return, we'll touch on the upcoming Hall of Fame class of 2005, my partners in inductee.
Hi. Let's do this. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to be the first one to welcome you to the neighborhood.
You want to come in?
Yeah.
exclusive beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer.
Turn off the Ambilight function on your Philips flat TV, and it's like going back in time. The only flat TV with Ambilight from Philips. You'll never go back to ordinary TV.
Veranda is a revolutionary material for decks and fences that resists warping, splintering, and rotting. It stands up to some of the most extreme conditions on Earth. Chances are, it can handle your backyard. And Veranda never needs sealing, staining, or painting, so you spend time enjoying your deck instead of working on it. Veranda, exclusively at the Home Depot. Right now, get a free $50 gift card for every $500 Veranda decking purchase.
Say something. If you're going to play out here, you not only have to be tough on the outside, you're going to have to be tough on the inside.
Why isn't there a DVD recorder so easy to use that I don't hear Dad say words I'm not supposed to hear? Why isn't there a defibrillator so easy to use that almost anyone can use it? Why can't technology be as simple as the box it comes in?
We think technology should simplify life, not complicate it.
This is the weekend I create a place to spend all my weekend.
You can at the Home Depot, because now through Memorial Day, get no payments, no interest for 12 months on purchases store-wide of $2.99 or more when you use your Home Depot or Expo consumer credit card. Plus, get free assembly with grill purchases of $119 or more. Seize the summer. Save throughout the store.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
America's Soccer. Tune in for all the action every Radio Shack Soccer Saturday on ESPN2. Don't miss a moment.
After 45 minutes of play here in Chicago, England on 2 goals by Kieran Richardson leads the United States and is friendly by the score of 2-0 as it's time to switch gears now and talk about the National Soccer Hall of Fame and some recent inductees. John Hart's great career with DC United of Major League Soccer and also a veteran of the USA national team with this guy, Tab Ramos, who played with John Hart's on several World Cup teams, and Tab finished his career with the Metro Stars. And my broadcasting partner, Marcelo Balboa, great career with the USA national team. He, like Hart's, a former national team captain. He closed out his career with Colorado and the Metro Stars. His teammate, Alexi Lalas, reflects.
Marcelo is, one of the group of pioneers, and at times, we're thrown in with those guys. But the fact is that, when I came to the national team, I was looking up to players like Marcelo Balboa and like John Hart's and like Eric Winalda. They are, certainly the pioneers of this sport, and were and still are some of my heroes.
Well, it's obviously a well-deserved honor. Cello, what was your first reaction when the phone call came from Will Lund, the executive director of the National Soccer Hall of Fame?
Thrilled to death. I wasn't really sure at first of, what was going to happen with Peter Novak and Valderrama, but when you get the call, it's a bit of a relief.
Congratulations to you, to John, and to Tab as well. That's going to be part of the festivities when Cello and company get inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. There's also a game that will take place on Monday, August the 29th in Oneonta, New York. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff, DC United versus Colorado. Time to say goodbye to another U.S. soccer veteran. Ernie Stewart had a nice career in Holland for so many years playing over there, and also a veteran in some World Cup play, over 100 caps with the USA national team. Ernie Stewart, for sure, will be missed. He's well respected in many languages.
En het ongelooflijk. Zo'n goede speler, en dan gaat hij stoppen met voetbal. Dat is echt zonde voor het Amerikaans voetbal. Yeah, Ernie, what I just said is basically Ernie is a great player. It's good to have him, with the U.S. team. He brought a lot of, personality to the team. And, yeah, for me, that was one of my idols. So, yeah, farewell, Ernie.
John O'Brien, that was well put, both in Dutch and in English. England and the USA, a second half is still coming your way from Chicago.
From an admirer.
Oh. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. For what?
So, this admirer, when does he get off?
All right, last call, everybody. Last call.
Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer.
Turn off the Ambilight function on your Philips flat TV, and it's like going back in time. The only flat TV with Ambilight from Philips. You'll never go back to ordinary TV.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football, unless it's football. Now, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it, because it's 90 feet to first, no matter where home is.
I've been kind of nervous about stepping up to the plate for a while now, but when you see a shot, you got to take it, right? And you're such a knockout. And I feel like I spend my whole life afraid to strike out. But when you see that bucket, man, and you can take that shot, well, you got to take it. 4th down, 3 seconds on the clock, and I'm swinging for the fences. I think we make a great team.
Hey, Tim. So, how was Father's Day? Pam get you anything?
Yeah, actually, she got me this camera phone. It was 2 for 1, so she got one, too. What'd you get? Don't be a jerk. What are you looking at?
This year, it's good to be Dad. Buy one Samsung A670 camera phone from Verizon Wireless for $49.99 and get a second one free. Then start calling on the nation's most reliable wireless network.
Johnson said you wanted to see me?
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Enjoy exceptional golf at Eagle Ridge Resort and Spa. Just 2.5 hours from Chicago lie 63 holes of the best golf in the U.S., including their crowning achievement, the General. Located on 6,800 acres, you can hike, bike, go fishing, horseback riding, boating, or just relax in our new Stone Drift Spa. Come to Eagle Ridge and discover for yourself a little heaven on earth. Golf packages are available. Call 1-800-327-2054.
World Cup atmosphere today at Soldier Field in Chicago for this friendly between England and the United States. Kieran Richardson right now, the difference in this game with 2 goals for England.
And he started off with a great. Look at this great free kick over the top in the 4th minute to put England up 1-0. And we saw this day in and day out yesterday. Same ball, consistent, over the top, beats Casey Keller, puts England up 1-0 in the 4th minute. Here we go again. Joe Cole coming inside. Good shot. Casey Keller right there makes the save to keep him at 1-0. Landon Donovan with a great free kick coming in here. You see James coming out, just takes a swipe and misses it and hits off the post. And there comes the second goal in the 44th minute. Joe Cole gets a great ball over to Richardson again and just lays it off. And look at this. He fakes the shot, lays a great ball off. Richardson just buries it in the back of the net to make it 2-0 England.
First half numbers look like this. How about England with 5 shots? Same same as the United States. The difference was England put theirs on target, only at 1 corner kick for each side. 18 fouls were the total, and a couple of yellow cards, one to Pope for a physical foul, one to Ashley Cole for just kicking the ball away, one that he certainly could have avoided. Those are the numbers from the first half of play. We will see if they make any changes, these two teams, for the second half. Here's what we have to look forward to, Cello. World Cup qualifying. Mexico #1, United States #2, and the U.S. having 2 big games coming up.
You know, this weekend's going to be big for everybody in CONCACAF. The U.S. is playing at home against Costa Rica, which is a big game. Anytime you play at home, you have to go out and you have to get those 3 points. Then 4 days later, you fly all the way down to Panama. You have to at least get a point on the road. If you can get a win, that puts you in a great position. 6 points in 2 games, that's what the U.S.'s goal should be.
Next game for the USA will be at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, the home of Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer. And they normally play on field turf, but now they put some real grass in, and obviously not as quickly as we're showing you here. We only wish that people could transform. That takes, what, a couple of days?
You know, at least takes a week or two for the grass to grow together, and that's going to be important to get the teams out of there.
Final round of World Cup qualifying continues next weekend, Saturday on ESPN2. USA versus Costa Rica, live at 7:30 Eastern from Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. ESPN and ABC official broadcast partners of the 2006 World Cup and Major League Soccer. Well, Sol Campbell is out. I wonder if that might be a fitness issue since Campbell has just come back from injury. But how about this guy? That night, he is 6'6" and not the tallest player on England's squad. Peter Crouch holds that distinction at 6'7". And we told you he was going to start today, but he was injured yesterday in training. So the second half is underway. So how does the USA get themselves back into this?
I was surprised first that the U.S. didn't go after Sol Campbell. He looked very shaky out of the back, didn't look like he was fit, and they didn't go after the center of the defense. They need to tack. They need to get the ball wide. They need to get some bodies into the box. But now they got to start pressing. White start back and let England not start playing. Start putting high pressure. Keep it here. Make them hit some long balls over the top. You've got Eddie Pope and Corey Gibbs. Win the second ball. Win the first one, then win the 50-50, the knockdown.
Uncharacteristically today for the United States, they gave up an early goal and a late goal. 2 things that coaching staffs hate, obviously, if you're the team that's giving them up. If you're England on the other side, that's quite a different story. You want to score early if you can, and right at the close of the half is great timing. We'd like to thank Phillips and all of our U.S. soccer sponsors for allowing us to bring you this game without interruption. All the way downfield, Andy Johnson. If you're joining us late, yes, it's 2-0. But I'll tell you what, USA had at least 2 great chances that Landon Donovan had on his own, and some other opportunities, too.
They did. They had the chance. The problem was they have to capitalize. Landon had a great look at the goal and just put it wide. In those situations, you got to be able to finish it.
On the corner, Carrick, and that's blocked. USA will push it up. On the right flank, Ralston, tackled away by Richardson. He's playing both ends of the field, offense and defense. He's the kid with the 2 goals.
And this was one of the kids they've been talking about, talking to a few of the English guys yesterday, the media guys. This is the kid Richardson that they need. They want to see him. They want to see him playing big games. They think he's the next guy that's going to be their left-sided midfielder that get up and down and score some goals, but they need to see him in big games. They've seen him at a club level, but this is an opportunity. 2 goals today. I think he's got a fabulous start so far.
USA's throw-in, down by 2. McBride on the far side. U.S. will put it up there for Dempsey. He's good in the air. Quick shot taken off the left foot of Annie. Who can strike them hard on that left foot. That's his favorite foot.
He couldn't ask for a better ball. They go up here for the challenge of 50-50. The ball drops right to the perfect foot. His right foot, and he just rips it wide. But that's better. The U.S. needs to put pressure. They need to attack. You need to be aggressive. It's a friendly. You've got nothing to lose. You can't just keep knocking the ball around the back. You have to get to the midfield. Be aggressive. Push forward. See if you can get one.
Dempsey. That was behind. Vanny got twisted around on that ball. Johnson. Flected up by Dempsey. Throw it for Glenn Johnson and England. Over the top. Cole. He took it wide. No flag went up on Joe Cole. He made a well-timed run. 49th minute. England leading 2-0. Talk about Kieran Richardson and the great start as a young rising star. There's the USA's rising star, Eddie Johnson. 8 goals in his first 8 games. You couldn't do better than that all around. Those are his numbers from World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know, also too, good opportunity. He's got turf toe. Why play him in a game like this? Give him a rest. What's more important, a game like England, which is important, or 2 games in 5 days in the World Cup qualifier? Important to get your 3 points, qualify for the World Cup. Give him a rest in this game.
Here's McBride. That's a good ball. Right side. Donovan was looking against Josh Wolf. Or Ralston, I'm sorry, looking for Josh Wolf. Donovan was behind Josh Wolf. 2 guys in a good spot for the U.S. Ralston gave it up there. Played across. Cleared by Genus. Eddie Johnson trying to get around Cherundolo. He puts it back, and the offside flag went up on Ralston. He's a very good crosser of the ball throughout his MLS career. He spent 3 years away from the U.S. national team, and then Bruce Arena recalled him.
You got to get some depth. You got to get a guy in order to be dangerous nowadays. You see Kieran getting down the left side, crossing the ball to Richardson, and you see Cole coming down this side of the field, the right side of the field, getting some cross up. The U.S. needs that. Ralston needs to be able to get down the wing, get some crosses. Brian McBride needs some service up front.
Pope won that ball, but now it's given away. Richardson on the left. Genus broke it up, deflected out. It still belongs to England. Kieran Richardson. He has 2 goals today. 4th minute and 44th. England leads in Chicago. Brown. That's 9th. Force for the match brought to you by Budweiser. As Genus plays it back. Wes Brown again. Picked off by the United States, and that puck by Zervagnin went away.
But you can see England knocks the ball back to open up a through ball like they just tried to play it into Richardson there. The U.S. seems to knock it around, and they're all just standing up front. They need to check back in. They need to make some movement. They need to find the second run or the third one, and not every time over the top.
Intercepted. McBride headed away, but Dempsey brought it down. In some traffic. Gibbs and Johnson were there battling. Alan Smith. If you're a defender, you play against English forwards, you're going to have quite an afternoon no matter how it plays out. And Johnson and Smith today have been a handful.
No doubt. Then you got Cole on this side of the field. Joe Cole stepping up almost a third forward that Vanny has to mark, and that's where the problem comes. Because here's that opener we talked about earlier in the half, or the opening was the left side. They've got to be able to close the left side, and you can see England keeps taking advantage of that side.
Down when Josh Wolf, Zat Knight took him down. Zat Knight, number 15, was a teammate at Fulham with Brian McBride and Carlos Bocanegra. That was a pretty hard hit against Clint Dempsey. That's just a big guy fighting up against Dempsey.
This isn't the MLS. That's called welcome to international soccer right there. Now looking over your shoulder, waiting for a big guy like that to come in behind. You've got to be looking over your shoulder at all times. If he didn't look, and he got nailed for it.
Cherundolo. Edge of the 18. Crossing it off Alan Smith. Smith hits it. McBride back. Gibbs wide of David James.
Here we can take a look. He doesn't look, and you can see right there. That is a great picture right there. He's watching the ball. He never looks over his shoulder to see who's coming. All of a sudden, here comes Knight and just lays him out.
This is Clint Dempsey, one of those young stars that we talked about, doing well in Major League Soccer. How would you assess him today, Cello?
I would say below average today. He really hasn't gotten involved in the play much. Every time he's got the ball, he hasn't been able to keep possession of it. But also, you got to give him a little bit of credit. This is really his first big-time game playing against a team like this. So, but still, below par for a guy that's trying to fight for a roster spot.
His first half was against Jamaica, but the USA had already qualified at that time for the final round of the World Cup. Throw in here for Johnson. Glenn Johnson looking. Knocked down by Corey Gibbs. Corner kick. England. And And one of the guys coming up is the big guy we talked about, 6'6", Zap Knight. Now he's holding up. Now he makes his move inside the 18. We had a function with him the other night. He's all of 6'6". Keller, nice grab. They fight hard. England do for every ball that's played up in the air like that.
They do. I tell you the good thing about our job. We get to watch them practice. Yesterday we got to see that exact same play over and over and over. The two big guys go, just a little clip into the 6-yard box, and they try to flick it onto the far post.
Casey Keller goes long for McBride. Ralston could not keep it in. That was a tough ball for Steve Ralston. Throw in there for England. Andy Johnson trying to lay it off. Up the wing it goes, and Johnson won't be able to catch up to that. Memorial Day weekend means the greatest spectacle in racing. Join ABC Sports at the legendary Brickyard for the 89th running of the Indy 500 tomorrow at noon Eastern on ABC Sports. Danica Patrick. In the news lately, a lot of media appearances for a young star in racing. How will she do? Find out tomorrow. On the right side, U.S. with Zavagnin, intercepted by Knight. And that goes out of play. 55th minute. England over the United States. 2-0. Bruce Arena next to him. One of the assistant coaches, that was Glenn Martin. Trundle's throwing. Ralston will get a corner kick, one of the very few we've had here this afternoon. And a chance for the United States to try to get one back.
This is an opportunity where the ball's got to come right here for Brian McBride to try to get into that spot. That's the spot where they have been practicing all day.
Well, McBride was sitting there waiting for that ball to come to him, but his Fulham teammate cleared it. That was that night.
And that's the exact run. McBride loves to make the check near post, bends around to the far post, and I tell you what, another foot, Brian McBride's all by himself on a header.
Of course, the match brought to you by Home Depot. Off the Vanny throw-in, and that'll get away from him on the return from Wolf. High arcing throw there for Andy Johnson, who plowed over Vanny. Gina picked off there by Gibbs. That's blocked. Corey Gibbs playing it back. Hope drives it long. Wolf over the shoulder. Keeps it alive by the corner flag. Cuts inside. Good run by Wolf. Played it across. That's cleared. Trundle will pick it up. Trundle drives it back in. That's cleared away. Seems emergency in the play of the United States, which is good.
It's great. Much better than the first half. They're starting to be a little more aggressive. They're starting to move the ball forward a little faster, and they're winning the second ball.
On the side, England will clear. Look out there. Johnson beating Pope. The race is on. Andy Johnson, tough angle. Now going inside. Lays it back off, and whoa. What a shot that was. Joe Cole just missed hits. ESPN's presentation of U.S. Soccer is brought to you by Phillips. Technology should be as simple as the box it comes in. And by Budweiser, the bright color and crisp, clean taste you'll only find in the king of beers.
Say what, great ball over the top. Andy Johnson does a great job of holding the ball up, lays it back to Cole, but here it was. Cole should have hit that with his left foot. It came to his left foot. You could see he tried to readjust his body, and when he leaned away from it, he got underneath it and put it over the top.
What do you think of Andy Johnson, a guy nobody really knows, but as we mentioned before, second only to Thierry Henry in goal scorer of the Premiership?
You know, he's just, look at him, you can see he's a short little guy, quick, aggressive. He chases every ball, and you know, and you need guys like that on the team, guys that are willing to give. And then, you know, in the 80th minute where you put him in at the sub, that he's just going to run and be scrappy and get that goal. And you need scrappy guys in your team. I'll tell you what, he's done a good job of just getting into the right places at the right time.
That was a little scrappy too to foul on Carrick, offending Landon Donovan. USA will have it with Pope to Trundle. A 2-0 England lead here in Chicago. Ralston on the wing. Cleared out by Ashley Cole. Quick throw in to Magnet. Trying to cut that ball back. Now the flag goes up. England have a sub up. That's Phil Neville. Brother Gary was supposed to be on this team, but picked up an injury, so did not travel with the squad. Phil Neville is a very experienced guy. This will be his 51st international appearance. And look who's coming out. What a day for Kieran Richardson. Many of the English fans are standing here for Richardson in his debut. And he seemed to be limping as he went off to the sideline, so it's probably not the time they were going to take him out.
He did grab that hamstring a little bit.
Saved there by Brown. Neville. Phil Neville will play it across. What a great debut, though, for Kieran Richardson, who gets a seat on the bench, and he is hurting, you can tell there. Gut feeling would tell you that with a limited bench today for England, they would have probably given him as much time as he could have, maybe even 90. Played across, and that's knocked out. But the chance was there again for Josh Wolf. They're getting balls in pretty good places, but they're not making David James have to make any saves.
You know, much better than the first half. At least they're being more aggressive. They're getting into good positions, they're crossing the ball, they're not putting it on target. They have to make, you've already talked about it once earlier in the first half, James has a tendency to make a mistake or two. We saw the first one when Landon Donovan crossed the ball, hit the post. You got to make a keeper who gets at least make some kind of save, maybe give up a rebound and have McBride or Wolf somebody in there, but you need to put the ball on target.
What a different game this might have been. At that point, it was a 1-0 game. He waved at a shot that went off the post and just didn't go in.
Yep.
And then England came back later and scored the second goal. Quite a bit late. Genus for Cole. Cherundolo is there. Played up the wing. And that one went out. Deflected out. That England bench will be bolstered when some new guys come in, but a couple of those guys are goalkeepers. Young was a late addition, and then there's Jermaine Defoe, who was part of their last World Cup qualifying team that played against Azerbaijan in March. Whoa. Course of the match brought to you by Gatorade. Full speed ahead for Genus. Donovan tracks him down. Andy Johnson going outside, and Keller knocked it out. It's a corner for England.
Say what, the referee did a good job. He let the play go. Could have called a foul. He didn't call the Landon. Let the play go. Advantage. Andy Johnson got a shot off. I like that with the referee. Letting the advantage. Yeah. Let the play go until something happens.
I think he just gave Donovan not a warning, but told him that he was calling it that way, so that if something else does happen later and a card is presented,
England will be a spot right in here. This is a spot yesterday they were looking to hit right in there. That's the spot. They don't have the two guys on the near post. They're going far.
Cole right there. That was one defensively by McBride, who will win his share of defensive headers like that.
This is tough. He's got such big bodies. You got to be able to get a body on everybody.
Cole headed right at Keller. Could have been dangerous there.
I'm not sure if that was Knight or Eddie Pope knocking the ball back.
I thought it was, at second thought, it looked like Pope.
I thought it was Pope knocking the ball back.
That's why I said could have been dangerous.
Good pass back. That's good.
Yeah. Could have been dangerous. Either way. But you're right about the big bodies getting together.
We talked about England likes to go to the usually a little further back than the penalty spot. Here comes the ball. You can see Eddie Pope right there. Not sure he wanted to do that, but he put it right into Casey's hands, so no problem.
Cole is left. Ashley Cole playing it back to Wes Brown. Pressured by Wolf. That night tell him to go back to goal, but instead they'll switch it to the right side to Glenn Johnson. Genus timed his run well, gets behind Vanny, who catches up and deflects it away. A nice comeback run from Vanny. Keller clears. Ralston. USA had that one blocked out before a throw-in. Still plenty of time to get one and make this one interesting. We're going to see another sub for England on the far side of the field. Jermaine Defoe is going to come in, and if Ashley Cole is leaving, they will refigure because Defoe is an attacking player. 13 goals he scored this year with Tottenham. The ball plays now headed back the other way. somebody will drop back. If, in fact, England goes to 4 at the back, they may stay with 3. I'll tell you what it's going to be, probably Phil Neville, who is normally a defender, and may end up coming back there. Carrick. That's Phil Neville there, playing it wide left. At last switch, Neville came in, a defender for Richardson in midfield. And now this one, forward for a defender. Dempsey up on the right. Josh Wolf gave it away to Carrick. Look out there for the count. England springs Johnson right in the middle. Making the run was Defoe. Luckily for the U.S., that pass was off target. Well, he's walking down the middle. Always got to be worried, Cello, of those guys coming in off the bench with the fresh legs, too.
Defoe's very fast. You can see the ball, the run he made, how he got into that space. But England did the same, what you just said, JP. Neville went out to the left. Alan Smith dropped into the midfield. They put Defoe and Andy Johnson up front.
So a bit of a different look against the U.S. there, with personnel anyway. Here's Dempsey. USA yet to make a change. Hard hit by Johnson there on McBride. Know each other from the Premiership, obviously. In it goes to Donovan. Landon looks up, waits for someone else to make a run. It's Cherundolo. Makes the cut inside, goes wide. Tackled out for a throw-in for the United States. 65 minutes gone. This portion of the match brought to you by Phillips. USA long throw-in that night. Got the boot to that one. Sends it out of play on the far side. USA's ball deep. Another throw-in. Cherundolo. Intended for McBride. Donovan let it go. So that Zavagnin could have a go at it. There's good communication between the duo. Collision there. 2 players down. One was Joe Cole, and the other was Clint Dempsey. Here's Wolf looking up. Dempsey's back up on his feet. Josh Wolf's shot deflected off McBride and then played back to David James. Dempsey tries to shake it off. We're coming to you from Chicago this Memorial Day weekend. England and the United States, 8th meeting that they've had. England has been the better of the 2 in the Lifetime Series, along with Marcelo Balboa. I'm J.P. Della Camera. It is England up 2-0 here. In the 7 previous matches, England has won a majority. USA has won 2. This is going in beyond the reach of Johnson. Keller with it. Kieran Richardson has both goals for England in his international debut.
The U.S. defense just seems to be caught in between spaces.
Maybe a chance for Wolf. Into the box. Wolf plays it across. Missed one player. Second player had the shot perhaps deflected. No deflection. Goal kick.
Good ball into the space. You can see Josh Wolf coming in here, gets his head up, tries to find somebody, puts it right into the box, but Walsh just can't put it on target. Seemed like he might have pulled back a little bit too because he saw somebody coming.
That night did his best to disrupt that ball played across by Wolf. Here's the long ball played on the ground. Eddie Pope is back to track it against Johnson. Back to the feet of Casey Keller off his foot. Oh, he doesn't let that happen often. In fact, very seldom.
Because very seldom you have in CONCACAF forwards that pressure you like that. All of a sudden now you've got 2 guys up front that like the pressure. One bad touch almost cost you a goal.
Here's Dempsey. That left flank. Blocked. Ryan went in hard after it, forced the giveaway. Zavagnin. Ralston puts it up there. Brought down by Johnson. Did he handle it? USA fans are up. Up in arms, no pun intended. Here's Vanny putting it back up. James is out there to grab it. And back the other way comes England. 69th minute. USA down by 2 goals. Johnson tackled away by Gibbs. Here's Dempsey. Looking up. Left side, Wolf. Cutting inside. Wolf puts it right there. Played across, and Knight cleared it away. It was intended for Donovan. But some smarter passing here by the U.S. in the offensive third, trying to get that open player. On the run after this. Zavagnin helps to keep it alive for Vanny. Getting closer for Zavagnin. Zavagnin plays it over. Headed right at David James, guarding the near post.
Let's take a look if this is a handball. There's Johnson right there. Tough to tell. Tough to tell.
Andy Johnson, meanwhile, Beal fights for that, but Gibbs wins it. Cherundolo is back on it for the United States. Back for Casey Keller. USA trailing 2-0. Gave up an early one to Kieran Richardson in the first half, 4th minute, and one late in the first half of the 44th. Johnson back to the feet of David James. Dempsey trying to put some pressure on, and in fact, forced that bad clearance out for a USA throw-in. Zavagnin intercepted. Will try to come back. It's Genus. Coming back, picking it off. Left side is Dempsey. Then Dempsey holding. McBride to the left for Wolf. Going inside, that's blocked. Comes back out towards Vanny. Now Zavagnin. Up there for Wolf. James comes out and gets it. It remains 2-0. England.
Say what, for guys, for Carrick, a guy who hasn't played much, hasn't started since 2001, he's done a very nice job as a defensive midfield, keeping the middle close.
Wolf gets clipped. Free kick, United States. And a golden opportunity to get one here.
Come in here, he's doing I tell you what, Wolf has done a good job today playing, and you can see right there, Knight just puts him on top of the 18.
Put down by Josh Wolf. Vanny's over there. Got that good left foot. Ralston there too in the neighborhood. But the wall is set up. 22 yards away from goal. Block off Wolf. Second try goes upstairs. Deflected though for a corner. Landon Donovan going over to take it. USA are going to make some changes. But not yet. Towards the corner. Donovan's looking back to see if the referee will get the attention of the side, and they do. So the subs will happen now. Eddie Pope is coming out. And Carlos Bocanegra, who plays for Fulham, lost his starting job recently, played in the final game, and Bocanegra will come on. And Bocanegra used to play for the Chicago Fire, 4 years here. That's a popular guy to come in, and Bobby Convey replaces Steve Ralston for this corner. Donovan. McBride. And McBride went down as he went to take the shot. And back the other way. That's Defoe. Zavagnin chasing. Cherundolo back there too. Block. Here's Johnson. That's a nice pickup. Back to Cole. Here's Smith. Cello besides fresh legs. What do Convey and Bocanegra bring to the table here?
One, they bring fresh legs, hopefully a little bit of energy, a little bit more spark. the U.S. has done a better job this half putting the pressure on England. You got to hope that these two guys coming into the game keep the pressure on and keep them going that way. But they have to get involved in the game. That's the hard part. Getting involved in such a high-paced game, try to get involved real quick.
Portion of the match brought to you by Budweiser. Coming back the other way. England on the ball. They've got the 2-goal lead. 74th minute. Collision there. Flag was up on the offside call. Andy Johnson is down. There's Carlos Bocanegra. It is not strange anymore to see U.S. soccer players playing in England and in the Premiership besides, not a lower division. 25 players between these two teams today are current or former players in England. We're not counting the Beckhams or the Michael Owens of the world who are not with the team here. But again, Beckham and Owen are expected to join the team for England's next game Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m., Giant Stadium. England versus Colombia. Colombia using that too as a tune-up for their World Cup qualifying in South America, which is very extensive. England playing it left. Cole. West Brown. That night, there's another long ball, and Gibbs did his best to tie up Defoe. You talked about Defoe's speed before. He might be even faster than we thought. A lot of it is speed, as you know, as a former defender, but it's also timing those runs, too.
You're not as fast. You've got to be able to read the game. You've got to read where the ball's going and put yourself in a good position. You can't always get in a foot race because you're not going to be as fast as a Johnson or a Defoe. So you have to put yourself in a better position defensively so you can meet the ball off at the pass instead of having to get into a foot race.
Donovan from Dempsey. Trying to play it back. Clear the other way. The flag's up. Andy Johnson, who I believe is coming out. That might have been his last run. Sven-Göran Eriksson. Luke Young's numbers up there, and that was Andy Johnson's last run. He was impressive today in his second international appearance. And Young is a defender coming in for the forward, so more of a tactical change here.
All they're doing is put Young as a left back. They've put Neville back into the midfield and Alan Smith back up front with Defoe.
Got whacked by Phil Neville. Still 2-0 in favor of England. 77th minute. Portion match brought to you by Gatorade. About 28 yards from goal, where this next free kick will be struck against David James. You have Donovan, Convey, and Bocanegra. It'll be Bocanegra. It'll come off the left foot. John releases it. Vanny. Make it. Taking that shot that's blocked. Cole. Running back. Lead pass for Luke Young. Swept away by Bobby Convey. Plays now for Reading. Over in England. Teammate of Marcus Hanneman, the backup goalkeeper. Phil Neville in the middle. Carrick. Pass up from Cole. One goes away. USA's ball. 78th minute. 2-0. England leading. 2 goals by Kieran Richardson. He's the big story today, making his international debut at age 20 and gets 2 quality goals, especially that first one on the free kick. England with the ball, USA pressuring. Dempsey on Johnson, cleared out. USA throw it. Wolf. Pressure there by Big Zap Knight. Knight cleared away by Carrick. Long again for Defoe. One in the air by Corey Gibbs. Pushed upfield. Convey taken down by West Brown. And Convey will get a free kick.
You know, they've had their opportunities. The U.S. has had a few set pieces here. 2 shots have gone into the wall. They've got to make sure on this set piece, they've got to get over that first line, give McBride, give Corey gives Carlo Bocanegra, give those guys, even Dempsey, give them a chance to get ahead on the ball.
Landon Donovan puts it up there. Quick shot save off the foot. It's James and a goal. Dempsey. His first international goal.
What a beauty. I mean, this is a hard-working play. The ball comes in. You can see Carlos Bocanegra gets it. James makes a save, and there's Dempsey right there to put in the back of the net. But I tell you what, this is called just look at the way they attack the ball. Here's Carlos Bocanegra. It's perfectly right there. He heads it down Dempsey and gives them the 2-1. Puts them back in the game at 2-1.
Different game, 80th minute. USA still has time to get another. Obviously energized this crowd here in Chicago when Dempsey scored. Nice ball cut off there by Bocanegra. Defoe is behind. Josh Wolf makes the run. Tries to go inside of Zach Knight. And that ball was lost out. What a guy to try to have to run around a guy that's 6'6".
And this has been a different U.S. team compared to the first half. They've been more aggressive. They've actually won the 50-50s. They won the knockdowns. They've had 2 or 3 opportunities where they're running off the ball. That's the first time that they've put one on target. James makes a great save, but Dempsey was right there in the right spot.
They run on the far side. Johnson. Dempsey was back there with him. It will be England's ball. Clint Dempsey, first international goal, and this is 6th appearance for the USA. Joe Cole. Gets set for the corner for England. Zach Knight, he got up there, and it's well over Casey Keller.
Take another look at the goal. Here's Landon Donovan. Great ball bending in. Isolates the goalkeeper, James. But you can see right there, James puts it right into the path of Dempsey, and he buries it in the back of the net. I tell you what, good positioning, and he's had that kind of year. He's been scoring a lot of goals with the Revs, with the Revolution. Right place, right time, put him back in the game.
Brian McBride is coming out, and Connor Casey will replace him. Brian McBride still leading the crowd here from Arlington Heights, Illinois. So Connor Casey plays for Mainz in Germany, is on. Some fresh legs and some good size at 6'1", 170, replacing Brian McBride. Brian getting a seat on that USA bench. He is the 2nd all-time goal scorer in U.S. soccer history, next to Eric Renault.
You know, this is a good thing about we call friendlies, a game like this. The opportunity to open up the subs to 6 subs. Not like international rules where it's only 3. 6 subs, you get more players out there, and you get a look at more players.
Then goes out of play. The throw in for England. 82nd minute, but the USA have made a closer game out of it with that goal by Clint Dempsey in the 79th minute. Headed away by Bocanegra. Punching it to the left. Manning. Side, that's broken up. Cosby after. It's going to be a USA throw-in. Greg Vanny will take it. Bocanegra. Good left foot. It's loose. Connor Casey! Blocked by Knight. Before Casey could get it on goal at the USA corner. That could have been 2-2.
But that's where you have big bodies in there. Put the ball in there. Let them fight for it. Let them scratch for it. And hopefully somebody's there to get a rebound.
Donovan put it up there. And that's over everybody. Vanny cracked it. And that's over David James.
Look at that. So you say throw in there. Look at Connor Casey. Gets in there. Just can't seem to get it right to his foot to get a shot off. I tell you what. Johnson did a good job right there. Look at the ball just bouncing, scrapping there. He can't seem to get it down. And right when he's going to try to toe poke at him with his left, it bounces away. Johnson does a good job.
Still 2-1 in favor of England. 84th minute. USA will have a throw in. And the chorus starts up again in Chicago. Tremendous atmosphere today at Soldier Field. We've not gotten an official attendance count. The stadium seats over 61,000. On the far side, across in. Wolf playing it back wide. Kept on the ground. England was able to clear that ball away. Trying to send the ball flying. Bocanegra's all over him. Second runner, that's Venus. Back for Defoe. Jermaine Defoe running against two players, now three for the U.S. as he plays it back. Smith pass. Donovan. Came through, and he draws the foul. Great kick for the U.S. England have to do a better job of their possession because right now they're doing a lot of defending.
And they also look tired. They seem to be knocking the ball up, trying to maybe counterattack and then get everybody else involved. The U.S. is doing a good job of pressuring, winning the ball back, and countering really fast, especially now that they're opening up the field a little bit.
This portion of the match brought to you by Home Depot. Free kick for Landon Donovan. 2-1 England. Donovan put it up there, but David James was right there. Looked like Landon was trying to find the head of Bocanegra. Bill Neville. Long for Defoe. Down. With Trundle for Banny. 86th minute. The giveaway to Carrick. Glenn Johnson. U.S. Connor Casey. Donovan could not get to that. That ball too far in front of him. It goes out. Catch more Major League Soccer action on ESPN2 next Saturday afternoon. Chivas USA taking on Chris Armas of the Chicago Fire. Live at 4 Eastern from right here at Soldier Field. ESPN and ABC official broadcast partners of the 2006 World Cup in Major League Soccer. Chicago Fire playing on the road in Salt Lake City tonight. Someone will go out of play. Throw in for England. 87th minute. Good second half for the United States. They have cut that deficit in half. Still have some time left to try to make it even closer. Dempsey was knocked down. Play continues. Challenge on the wing, knocked out of play. Throw it, United States. Trundle. Donovan. Cleared away by Carrick. Over the top. That's going the other way. I was going to say Alan Smith stuck down there and Bocanegra was launched over him. That was that friendly sort of stuff you were talking about before? Or unfriendly?
Here comes the thing. See, he doesn't jump. He just throws his elbow out, ducks a little bit, and that's a dangerous play because of the fact that if he does undercut him, he could land on his back, on his neck.
Donovan. Headed away by England. Corey Gibbs, left puts it. Connor Casey. Trying to touch it back. Donovan picks it up. Trying to chip it. Nobody else was going forward. David James will put it back into play. Connor Casey came in to replace Brian McBride. He's looked fairly dangerous in the box on a couple of occasions.
He's a big body, strong. He's a little younger than McBride. He's got a little more mobility.
Wolf cutting inside. May have lost his balance there. Look at Josh Wolf and the energy he brings at this late stage of the game. Donovan tackled away. He and Neville got the legs together. Switched over now by England. 89th minute. Genus. Convey putting pressure there. Headed by Luke Young. England over the halfway line. Joe Cole. Talked about him at the top. He's had a good afternoon. USA pressure. Dempsey knocking that one away. And Dempsey right now is down. Clint Dempsey with the only goal for the United States. England leading it 2-1. Over 47,000 today, singing, enjoying themselves here in Chicago. Stadium looks great. All the renovations.
See the battle right here. He does it behind the heel, takes a swing in there. They're not really sure. They can't really tell.
Up slowly is Dempsey.
So the way they've played today, it could be fatigue too. I mean, both teams, especially the U.S. in the second half, has really just gone out and gave everything they have.
Yeah. They didn't have to worry about the heat today, that's for sure. But it's been a hard-fought game, high tempo, both ends. Great atmosphere, more pressure than it seems like you'll find in a normal friendly when you have this many people this loud. Next Saturday, don't miss the day of soccer. The ESPN Deportes 2006 European World Cup qualifiers and Major League Soccer will take over the airways, starting with Norway versus Italy, Chivas USA versus Chicago. To receive ESPN Deportes, call 1-800-DEPORTES. Now the sun coming out for one of the few times today at Soldier Field. Clock has hit 90 minutes. The U.S. wants to get another sub in for Dempsey. How about Clyde Sims making his international debut? He plays for DC United. He will come in. Clint Dempsey will leave. So Sims gets his first cap. There's the fourth USA substitution. Side flag just went up. Referee now blows the whistle. In stoppage time. 2 minutes of stoppage time will be put on, and it's already a minute old now. So the USA is down to a minute. Gibbs. Vanning. On that long ball headed toward goal. Another was making the run. James lost it. Now, if somebody's closer, even he's laughing. He's thinking to himself, oh, no, not again. About a half minute to go now. Flag is up here, USA. Time to send balls long now. Running out of time. Here's one. England won that, but it comes back to Vanny. Vanny up there for Sims. And that's going to go out. And England will have a throw-in. And that should be it. We'll hit the 2 minutes of stoppage time. On the throw to Alan Smith. That will do it. What a game today, though, at Soldier Field in Chicago. England defeats the United States by the score of 2-1. Clint Dempsey with a lone USA goal. Kieran Richardson, both for England. We're coming back to wrap it up from Chicago.
What is Budweiser? It's bright, the look of perfection. It's crisp with ideal flavor. It's clean for a great finish. It's pure, made with the finest all-natural ingredients. It's the smooth, flavorful result of beechwood aging. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Why isn't there a DVD recorder so easy to use that I don't hear Dad say words I'm not supposed to hear? Why isn't their defibrillator so easy to use that almost anyone can use it? Why can't technology be as simple as the box it comes in?
We think technology should simplify life, not complicate it.
Terminate your lease contract now at Rizza Cadillac Buick Hummer. That's right, Rizza can terminate your current lease, whatever the GM make or model. And now you can lease a new Buick LaCrosse for just $99 a month. Upgrade your current vehicle and lower your monthly payment. And possibly get a check for $10,000. Now at Rizza Cadillac Buick Hummer, Tinley Park.
Rizza's the only place to buy.
What a day it was in Chicago. England wins it 2-1 over the United States on 2 goals by Kieran Richardson, making his international debut. Clint Dempsey had the lone goal for the United States. And our coverage of the final round of World Cup qualifying will continue next Saturday night live on ESPN2 at 7:30 Eastern when the USA hosts Costa Rica. Coming up next, it's the NCAA Softball Super Regionals, Oklahoma versus Arizona. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Marcelo Balboa and our entire crew, I'm JP Della Camera. So long, everyone, from Chicago.
Record rainfall in Tucson last night caused yesterday's Game 1 of this series to be completed this morning. Arizona won at 6-0.